Example 3 wants us to use the converse of the isosceles triangle theorem. So the converse said if you had two angles that were congruent in an isosceles triangle, then the sides opposite those angles are going to also be congruent. So the side opposite of angle P, right? Again, opposite means across from. Right? If you're sitting opposite someone, you're sitting across from them. So the side that's across from angle P is going to be QR. And the side across from angle Q is going to be PR. So we know PR is going to be congruent to QR. And since those sides are congruent, we know their lengths are going to be equal. So x plus 20 is going to equal 8x over 3. Okay. And then we can solve for x. So we want to get rid of the fraction first, probably. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, get rid of that denominator there. Then we have to distribute, so that's going to be 3x plus 60 equals 8x. We can subtract 3x from both sides, and you get 60 equals 5x. And then when we divide 5 from both sides, we're going to get 12 equals x. Okay, if we, well, they want us to find the lengths of all three sides. So when we substitute that back in, we're going to get 12 plus 20 is going to be 32. Okay, here is going to be 8 times 12 divided by 3. So that's going to be 96 divided by 3, which is going to be 32, right? 8 times 12 is 96 divided by 3 is going to be 32. So when you substitute 12 in there, you end up with 32. And that makes sense because it's isosceles. So those two sides are congruent. They should be the same measure. And then the last side here is 6 times 12 minus 12. So 6 times 12 here is going to give us 70, right? 72 minus 12, which is going to be 60. Let's see, 24, 48, 60, 72. Yep. Okay, and if we click solution, make sure we're not crazy. X is 12. Right, and then substitute them back in, and they get you 32, 60, and 32. Okay, if we look at your try it. Okay, again, it's the two sides that are opposite. The congruent angles are the sides that are going to be congruent here. So we have used the converse to isosceles triangle theorem to tell us that right opposite of this angle would be 4x plus 5, and then opposite this angle would be 8x minus 1. So those would be your two sides that are congruent. So you set them equal to each other, solve for x, and then you can substitute x back in for part B to find the lengths of all the sides.